And we're set to go on Cup night. Just about there. Racing Radvanska, fair break, starts to kick forward. Thrilling over out fairly well for Lagoon May. Now Radvanska shows the speed and crosses to the lead quite comfortably around the first bend. Heart U trying to press forward there with another habit as well. Up top Radvanska front though by about 5 lengths here. Heart U is second and running along third is another habit. Gaps back the others. We've got Makes Me Mum around Thrilling Ava. Back behind these runners then to Power Cassidy, Lagoon May who was checked at the first bend, and Botany Cell back to last up to the corner. Radvanska by a big margin. In behind we've got Heart U and followed through there by another habit, a Hearn trifecta. And it is Radvanska easily from Heart U. Then another habit and Thrilling Ava run the next battle, which was the next division really. Back and behind those runners we would have had Opawa Cassidy. Well back was Lagoon May and Botany Cell was back there too. And we're lined and ready for the second on the card. On Cup night, we're set. Racing Elskill comes out well. One broke Gills in the midfield early. Homebush Ramona pushes forward. They'd be followed around them then by Allegro Boom and Bye Bye Mystery. They'd be followed getting back in the pack here. Is another cover. Miss Mohawk badly checked to a big last around the corner. Elskill. Homebush Ramona through on the inside. Bye Bye Mystery out wider. Bye Bye Mystery from Homebush Ramona. Elskill. One broke girl was fourth. Followed across then by Allegro Boom and Brilliant Ashley, another cover, and Miss Mohawk at the rear. Locked and loaded for the third time tonight. Let's watch the favourite jump set. Racing Cranky Pants out nicely. Sedgebrook Magic's begun brilliantly, and so too has Cheap Shot Maddie. Cranky Pants trying to push through underneath Sedgebrook Magic. Sedgebrook Magic wins the race for the rail. Cheap Shot Maddie is second. Cranky Pants is third. Then Homebush Zane further back in the race. Then to Lola Baxter. Super Zip Zip Brilliant Jailer. Sedgebrook Magic in nicely from Cranky Pants. Followed across there by Homebush Zane. Then Cheap Shot Maddie. Further back to Lola Baxter. Back behind those runners then we had Super Zip Zip, Big Time Rain and Brilliant Jailer. What's the clock? 17:49. Set to go here in the fourth, nearly there. Racing Tarizar hopped out beautifully the inside along with Cody Brea, then Wheelie Chili out wider on the track, and Popstar Rockets trying to push right around them all. Back and behind these runners then we've got Corborn Tish through on the inside. Your Say is well back, so too is Miss Allegro. Elite Dose has gone back too around the corner. Tarizar is honking along in front. Popstar Rocket just second from Wheelie Chili. Gaps back the others headed in there by Elite Dose, and they'd be followed through by Corborn Tish. Further back in the race to Miss Allegro, Your Say, and Cody Brea the last one to clock in. Racing Alpaca, well, she's last away here. Bounding to the lead was Allegro Chaser. They'll be followed out by Big Time Pulse, then Homebush Chiro. Followed through by Alpaca with a job ahead though. Then Plenty of Time, Corborn Midgets, no chance, nor is Big Boy Dino or Homebush Oliver around the corner. And dashing to the lead here is Big Time Pulse. Big Time Pulse in nicely here from Allegro Chaser. Next to go by was Homebush Chiro, and Alpaca has only been fourth. They'd be followed in then by Plenty of Time. Big Boy Dino was well back, so too was Homebush Olive and Corborn Midget. Ray Udy says, let's go, we're set. Racing, and Applause hops out nicely there, and Always Welcome goes sideways for a stride and making time, punches through the inside. Then Opawa Jackie and Lagoon Twist trying to find a run around the first bend, but got flushed a little bit wide. Tried and got ahead of those if I didn't mention it. Getting back to Lagoon Mai Tai and Ricky's Rebel is last. Down the back they go, and it's making time. He's making good time in front by about 4 lengths. Trident coming out after it, followed through there by Opawa Jackie. Always Welcome next with Lagoon Twist punching home. Further back to Applause, Lagoon Mai Tai making time. We'll see it through nicely from Trident second, then Opawa Jackie and Lagoon Twist close up. Lagoon Mai Tai doing its best work at the finish, then Always Welcome. Just the start cost it probably, and further back then to Applause and Ricky's Rebel. Lined and ready, the first leg of place 6, just about there. And racing, Jenna Cox out pretty well. Smash Allegro's missed the start a wee bit tonight, and punching up and around the outside. Corborn Brick gets handy tonight, but Janik leads it round the first bend from Corborn Brick and then through on the inside to Ritzadeni. Boston Heart starts to get into its work now. Further back in the race here, Thou Romeo. Back where that runner was Check the Mail. Further back in the race to Victory Bell and Smash Allegro, no chance tonight. Janik doing it nicely. Corborn Brick sits camp though, and Boston Heart starts to run on. Back and behind these runners to Ritzadeni, they're the only chances though. Janik in front, Boston Heart charges the inside, gets home. Boston Heart from Janik tight for third. Ritzadeni the inside, or Corborn Brick, who looked disappointing on the face of it. Further back in the race then we had Check the Mail. Victory Bell was well back with that. And further back to Thou Romeo and Smash Allegro, never a hope from the hop. Nearly there. Racing, Angela centre track gets away reasonably, makes it for Royal Runner, who dashes across, and Fabio pushes through the inside, and Angela tracks them through to third into the first bend. They'll be followed then by Greater Jack trying to get up and around the outside a wee bit closer into Thumbprint Tony. Further back then to Arcane Sabre. Behind that there we've got Air Raid and Arcane Rampage out the back. Fabio in front, Royal Runner for company. Angela just in behind them. Round the outside here, Greater Jack, Thumbprint Tony heads the others up. They come, Fabio in front, Royal Runner tries hard, Fabio in, half a length on Royal Runner, better run though, Greater Jack third. Back and behind those runners there we would have had Air Raid. Back beside that would have been Arcane Sabre. Arcane Rampage was back, Thumbprint Tony and Angela came to grief and finished along last. Racing, Chandel, fair break only. Who Dat Boy leads out from the outside clearly. Corborn Bright gets to second. They'd be followed pushing through Elephant Gun to a clear third. Followed around by T Maria. Chandel through on the inside. Out a bit wider to Corborn Miami. Further back in the race here we've got Little Tegan, and last of all is Extreme Twist. Who Dat Boy sets him up by about 4 here. Corborn Bright tracking it through. Another 3 away there. We've got Elephant Gun. Chandel with a job to do, trying to sneak through on the inside of that. Further back in the race there we've got T Maria. Little Tegan's too far from them. Well back in the race here, Corborn Miami and Extreme Twist. Across the top they come here, and Corborn Bright is swept to the lead. Chandel comes after it. Further back to Who Dat Boy, and running on is T Maria. Corborn Bright in front. Chandel no answer. Corborn Bright's in. Corborn Bright here from Chandel second, T Maria third. Followed across then by Little Tegan. Further back in the race there we would have had Extreme Twist. Who Dat Boy just died on its run somewhat. Further back then to Elephant Gun, same applied. And Corborn Miami back with it. fascinating contest. We look to the inside for the two favourites early. Both had their faces to the lids and were set for the Wanganui Cup, sponsored by First Security Racing. Dynavickers went up with the lids, is in trouble. Lonesome Nitro straight to the lead. Over on the outside, Spanish Fancy in gold class. Nitro Mary's missed the start. She's about 10 lengths last. Now back in the pack here is Dynavickers. Trying to get around that there is Jojo. Well back in the race here, Winsome Jenny and Nitro Mary back with that. And down the back goes Lonesome Nitro by 3. Tracking it along there would have been Spanish Fancy. Here's Untraceable around the outside, then Gold Class. Dynavickers can't do it. Into the straight, it's Matt Roberts Knight here. Lonesome Nitro, he gets his Group 1. Lonesome Nitro is in. Oh, Dynavickers dive late, might have got second. Massive run of it has from Spanish Fancy. And close up there was Untraceable, and Gold Class was right on that party as well. Back behind them to Jojo. Further back in the race to Nitro Mary, who blundered at the start, and Winsome Jenny. Nearly there. Racing, YOY hops out nicely there. Over on the outside, Mega Jets pressing forward quickly. Blue and Curly the inside. Spring Major's got handy enough. Here's Mickey T around the outside as the field scatters. Wide on the track here would have been Bump trying to get around the outside. Senorita Tina's been shuffled well back. So too Mega Jet now with Corborn Butsy. YOY screams in. Mickey T up for second. Blue and Curly just third. And it's tight for fourth between Bump and Spring Major. That'd be followed across then by Corborn Butsy, Senorita Tina, and Mega Jet after a good beginning got spat out the back. About set to go, the last on Cup Night. Ready. Racing, Super Rooster was slow the inside, one of the best out. It would have been Allegro Master bounce to the lead from Legerdemain. All in Berlin is pushing through. Then All in Berlin back on a Peacock Princess. Super Rooster's gone down. Back to the top, Allegro Master away from the prize from Legerdemain. Back in behind them then to Chuck the Ellis. Oh, Hannafie got third off Chuck the Ellis. That'd be followed back then by Empty Bank. Behind those runners then to All in Berlin. It got squeezed up badly. So too Peacock Princess, and the faller, Super Rooster, the favourite, picks itself up. It runs to the lure, but in a rough race, it's finished last.